Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's tutorial of how to remove the blue LED on your Thermaltake V21. Supplies needed are going to be solder and a soldering iron and a Phillips screwdriver, and possibly a pry tool of some sort. I used the edge of my butterfly knife. So the easiest part about this is going to be removing the LED, and it's really simple. It's going to be super easy, and we're going to do it in no time. So first thing you're going to want to do is turn off your PC, make sure the power is off, make sure it's still grounded, just because, why not? You're going to want to remove the 220mm fan. As such here, it is located right here on the front of the case. There are 4 screw holes, and each screw is one of these long guys. Of course, Phillips head. Once you get that off, this is going to be stuck right there. I went ahead and took it off just to make this quicker. There's 4 screws. You'll be able to find them. If you're able to do this, you can find the screws. Pretty straightforward. Pretty self-explanatory. And then this will kind of be stuck in there. You just want to push it out. Come off pretty easy. Pretty straightforward. And I think you'll get the gist of it here shortly. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to remove these connectors. Looks like they are soldered on. So rather unfortunate, but conveniently we're still going to be able to do this. So I'm going to try to find a way to angle this in a way that makes it easy so I can show y'all. Put everything apart. Okay, so once you've got everything apart, make sure we're in focus here. What we're going to want to do is grab our soldering iron. And I'm going to go ahead and position my solder in a way that I can just dab it on here. And this is going to be easy if you do this as well. So what I've done is I've taken my spool of solder and I have just pointed a stick of solder up. There's our solder. Here's our board that we want to remove the LED from. Basic stuff. So we're going to grab a little bit of solder on there, avoid the smoke, and we're just going to dab it on there, right? Between the 2 connectors. As you can see, I'm just slowly pushing it on there. Once you get enough on there, the LED should just kind of heat up and just kind of push off. So you can see how much solder we got on there. I'd like a little bit more. This comes off a little bit easier. So we've got a nice glob of solder on there. Push it through without getting any solder anywhere. As we heat it up, it should just come loose. As you can see, I'm just pulling on it. To be honest with you, I can't really see this, but that's the fun of it, right? Looks like we about got her loose here. Right? That's what we're looking with right now. See, it's slowly pushed off there. Focus, Jesus. That's how much solder I got on there, not a whole bunch. Looks like they did tear the pad a little bit, but that's okay. I'm just going to go ahead and heat it up enough to remove it. As you can see, we just about got her off. Looks like it is loose. Hanging on by a thread, so I'm just going to grab a little bit more solder here. Right. Let's see if I can angle this, and we are just going to heat her up. Give her a little wiggle and pull, and she should come off for us. There she goes. So there is the LED. Through-hole soldered, and now not. That's the LED that we removed. There's the remaining spot on the small daughter board here. And of course, you could use this same method with a little bit more in-depth stuff to remove the power button as well, but you should never have to. And if you have the case that long, maybe consider getting a new one. So we did drop a little bit of solder. I'm glad we did, because now I can show you how to remove it. Here's how you do it. Just push it off with your screwdriver. Just push it off. And in the off case that anything does get shorted, like this, we bridged that connection right there. See if I can angle this so we can zoom in on it, right? Nope. Maybe. In a way that, gosh, this thing is really stuck on there and it's not easy to record. So as you can see here, you've got a direct short. Not good. We don't want that. So we're just going to go over it with our soldering iron here real quick. We are just going to run over it. Hopefully clean it off. In a perfect world, we would have a little bit more flux. Make this a little bit easier. We're going to glob a little bit of solder on there and just kind of throw it off. Right. Knock off our extra solder. Do it again. Now it's a little rough. Board's a little torn up. This thing refuses to focus at all. So there it is, folks. The LED is gone. It's a little rough, but with the tools we're working with, not bad. So give it one last inspection, make sure there's no short. Looks good enough for the girls I go out with. So we'll go ahead and give her a check here, make sure she still turns on. So when reassembling, make sure that you get the button clicky. So we're going to push the board against the case and then torque down this top screw as tight as we can get it. Hold it in place in the hopes it'll keep the button clicky. Right? Because if the button's not clicky, it's not clicking. Very important. Yes, I messed it up. So now we're going to do our next screw here. Of course, keeping this board mashed against the case as tight as we can keep it. Yeah, maybe without using a clamp. As long as she's clicky, it's good. Now to get our bottom screws in. And I did this thing where I dropped a screw into the case. Don't do that. Because, tell you a secret, I don't care. I'm not fishing it out. These USB ports aren't even hooked up, but I don't even use the front audio jacks. Well, I guess I do to an extent, but you know, the USB ports aren't hooked up. The button's clicky, there's no LED. Good enough for me. Good enough for the girls I go out with. Now for the fans, I'm going to show you an easy trick here. Oh boy. I'm going to take a screw, poke it through. That's catchy, huh? Line it up until the screw head comes out. Torque it in about halfway, or tighten it in about halfway, so you can still move the fan. And then we're going to do the top corner. And tighten that one down as tight as we can get it. And by as tight as we can get it, this is about hand tight. Or until the driver jumps. Until you jump out of the bit. As these are self-torquing. They jump, they're good. Not too concerned, as long as they're in there pretty tight. No need to use thread lock or anything. Nothing of that nature. It is just a computer, by the way. But there you go. There you have it. That's how you do it. You remove that LED simply by desoldering it. No issues caused at all. It has no functionality other than glowing, indicating that your computer is on. If you've got fancy LED lighting like I do, it's pretty simple to tell if your computer's on, or if your fans are louder than air raid. But there you have it. No LED. So for some people, I'm sure that's an important feature, but for me, it's not, as I have bright LEDs already. Personally, I would probably be okay with moving this to a different portion of the case. Hell, even the bottom. As I don't use the USB ports. Reset button also works. You want to make sure these are clicky before you do the full reset or the full reinstall, just to ensure there's no issues. And if you do use the front I/O, you might want to double check that too. But anyways, hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and throw me a like. If you want to see how to install LED lighting as shoddily as I did, let me know and I'll be more than happy to show you. It's actually way cheaper and way simpler than it sounds. But if you want to know, let me know and I can show you. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.